My name is Joseph Manirakiza. I work for UNDP Tanzania. I'm leading the Funguo Innovation Program in Tanzania. The ATIP funding, first of all, came in as a complementary kind of funding because the Funguo program was focusing more on catalyzing the startup ecosystem. So if you look at that, it's much more than funding because we're providing catalytic funding, technical assistance, but at the same time, we have quite a lot to do with the enabling environment, working with the government, working with the enterprise support organizations and all that. So the ATIP funding came in to make us able to be able to work with those other elements that complement the catalytic funding component. So that's actually what works perfectly well. So I wouldn't think of what didn't go well as such, but I think maybe one thing that we would look at is if we were to do it again, that we could be able to plan together with all the co-funders we had, because Funguo program is it's a multi-partner kind of program. We have European Union in, we have Finland at the moment, and also the key funder, which is FCDO. So if they had all come in at the beginning, like they're on the planning stage, I think there's some of the things that could have been done more harmoniously. One component would be the issue of flexibility, because I think we had quite a number of requests from ATIP to like, okay, there is this particular element that would also want you to add on. So the good thing is that Fungo program was designed with flexibility in mind, that we could actually quickly adjust as we go. So that was like, if you get a request from a funder, like, okay, there's additional budget, can you be able to accommodate this on this particular? So it was quite easy to work with a team to be able to co-create together, like, yes, this one we can deliver this way and maybe not. Yeah, so that was something that was quite yeah, perfect. I think taking the example of Tanzania and looking at the Fungo Innovation Program, as I said before, the funding enabled us to work broadly on strengthening the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem in Tanzania, because we were able to work across board. We had catalytic funding on one side where we were with startups and other funders, like putting in other additional funding. But at the same time, we also able to generate quite a lot of insight that we could be able to share across board, which basically share that, you know, catalytic funding works. If we invest into this targeted kind of financing and targeted support, we can be able to achieve this kind of global impact in terms of creating jobs. So we wouldn't have been able do that without having additional financing to work with government, work with enterprise support organizations. For instance, we managed to get the ESOs organized by establishing the Tanzania Hubs Network, which is working so well. And we also managed to work with a network of universities to try out on how we can be able to catalyze entrepreneurship within the university, starting with students. So by strengthening the innovation space within universities and also supporting student founders. So that couldn't have been possible without having the support of ATIP. So that's something that we really saw. And maybe a call to development partners, it's more about how can we be able to coordinate these efforts. If one is funding one particular component of the program, another one can be able to come and add on, like how it has been working. And having worked with ATIP and also the European Union was also an attraction to Finland to come in, like, yeah, we want to work within the innovation within the forestry value chain. Is this something you can design? So because we already had a platform, it was easy to be able to do that. So there is a way that if one funder comes in, they can also be able to pull in additional funding, which can be able to push forward.